Have you ever felt underpaid, or have you ever felt that your employer was giving you an unfair salary increment for the amount of work you put in over the past year? A typical employee is given a salary increment each year. This is known as an annual salary increment exercise. A 3 to 5% salary increment seems to be the current average around the world. However, there are some employees that receive more than others for similar work done. Pay raises are dependent upon the industry you are employed in, the job market, and market-based pay for your job in your region of the country, the pay practices and philosophy of your organization, and your performance on the job. Different percentages of salary increases by employee performance is the norm. High-performing, superior employees can expect to receive as much as 4.5 to 5%, and in some cases, up to 10% based on their performance. In the past, 5% was considered an average annual pay increase, but now 3% has become the norm. This is just slightly more than the current inflation rate around the world, which means that your salary is pretty much stagnant at this rate. But if you were to switch companies, the average raise an employee receives is estimated to be between 10 to 20%. This means that the way to increase your earnings faster over a long period of time is by changing jobs rather than staying in place. Why is it that companies continue to lower their annual increment percentage when they risk losing some of their best talents? There was a lot of fear that the media created surrounding the previous recession and its length. This has given companies the perfect excuse to decrease their payroll and lower employee salary expectations in the long run. The problem with staying at a company forever is that you start with a base salary, for example, $4,000. Usually, annual raises are based on a percentage of your current salary. If your company's average increment is at 4%, this means that your salary will now be at $4,160. There is often a limit to how high your manager can bump you up since it's based on a percentage of your current salary. However, if you were to move to another company, you start fresh and can usually command a higher base salary to hire you. If you're negotiating with a different firm, you're not bounded by those restrictions. The key is to prove that you're worth the salary you're asking for. Companies around the world are getting desperate for skilled labor, and we as employees know it. Recruiters often see resumes with 2-year stints at different companies. With many of those who switched were able to command a higher salary. Companies competing for talent are also often not afraid to pay more if it means they can hire the best talent. The same thing applies for position titles. Some companies have a limit to how many promotions they are allowed each year. Once you are entrenched in a company, it may become more difficult to be promoted, as you may be waiting in line behind others who should have been promoted a year ago, but were not due to the limit. However, if you apply to another company, your skills may match the higher title, and that company will hire you with the new title. Is it possible to negotiate for a bigger pay raise than the average employee if you're currently planning to stay in the same company for a couple of years? You will first need to research salary data for your position and reflect on what you have achieved for this role so far. By showing your employer that you're a valuable asset to the company, they are more likely to give you a better pay raise just to keep you from changing jobs. In addition, It is important to express to your employer your expectations. Employees who do not ask for a higher salary increment will leave the employer assuming that they are satisfied with their current pay. It will not push them to consider giving the employee more. So, what are your thoughts after reaching the end of this video? Are you motivated to switch jobs? We believe that changing jobs every 2 to 3 years can be a much faster way to getting a higher salary. But if you do it any more often than this, it may damage your resume in the long run as recruiters start to view you as a job hopper. This can reduce your chances of securing interviews in the future. If you liked the content in this video, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and leave a comment down below on how we can better help you to reach your career goals and aspirations. Till next time.